Viewer discretion is advised.
This week on Detroit Lions Free Agency Wars, it was another quiet week for the Honolulu Blue Group Brigade. But even in this quiet week, the Lions still made another splash move, only one signing during free agency. Because during this week, a lone drifter from the abyss known as Los Angeles offers Detroit his services as a number 2 running back. His name, C.J. Anderson. You know what? Might as well let him join us on a 1-year contract worth a couple $1 million. So a very cap-friendly contract. I like the idea of C.J. Anderson, number 2 running back, so now we got somebody to complement Kerryon Johnson. Like the history of C.J. Anderson, started his career with the Broncos, won a Super Bowl with the Broncos, was really one of the solid offensive pieces on that Broncos offense in 2015 when that was all about the Denver defense. He's been a journeyman as of late. He was with Carolina last year, and then he had a brief tryout with the Chiefs before he then officially went to the Rams to complement Todd Gurley. Of course, going to the Super Bowl with the Rams, mainly became the Rams' number 1 running back when Todd Gurley had those health issues when he couldn't stay healthy. So yeah, I wonder for Detroit, if this is karma for the Rams not letting us have Malcolm Brown. So we just take their next best running back. So yeah, I like this idea, C.J. Anderson was really solid, had a really number of good games with the Rams last year. And it's obvious that Darrell Bevell wants to go heavy run offense. So yeah, again, C.J. Anderson will really help out with that, and we got Kerryon Johnson too. So with this, it means that more than likely Sack Center is probably going to either 3rd string or even 4th string. Depending on what we do with Theo Riddick, that's probably going to put questions in then what happens with Sack Center. But yeah, so yeah, another solid week for the Lions. However, in all of this though, Detroit was still not spared in the media because even more drama came in. Because I guess the media is hell-bent on making the D stand for drama and not Detroit. So this week in the drama circle, Bleacher Report recently revealed the worst free agent signings by every team. Who do they have for the Lions? Justin Coleman? Really? Coleman? I thought they were going to say Trey Flowers because of the contract we gave him. But I know we slightly overpaid Justin Coleman, making him the highest paid nickel defensive back in the league, but he's not terrible. He was really solid in Seattle. He has experience in Matt Patricia's defensive system, so he's good at fitting the scheme. But really? Coleman? Interesting. I'll have to question that one. And also, speaking of this, Vegas recently did their wins odds for all 32 NFL teams. For Vegas, they had the Lions winning a projected 7 games. Quick disclaimer, that those projected win totals came out before the Lions signed C.J. Anderson. I'll have to double check, but I think after that, I think the Lions win total went to 7.5, 8 wins. So Vegas is predicting the Lions to go at least 8-8. And believe it or not, 8-8 is actually really close to what I think the Lions are going to go next year. really close. Quick spoiler maybe for the schedule predictions? We'll have to wait and see. But also, Bleacher Report also revealed the worst contract signings for all 32 teams, and for the Lions, the most overpaid player on the Lions is once again Matt Stafford. In other news, grass is green. But in more other related team talking around the management, for the Lions, at offensive line, Matt Patricia is also saying that he's looking at maybe Tyrell Crosby to be the new starting right guard on the offensive line to replace TJ Lang. Honestly, I think Tyrell Crosby's a good solid offensive lineman. I would like to see what he can do in a NFL game as a starter. You know, he has a lot of praise, coming from Oregon last year, our 5th round pick last year. They compared him to Michael Orr, and you know what? I thought Michael Orr was pretty solid offensive lineman in Baltimore. He didn't do dickety shit in Tennessee, but he was also pretty decent with the Panthers too, and the Panthers' 15-1 run. But hey, there's a lot of praise around Michael Orr. Like, for fuck's sakes, they made a movie about him, for crying out loud. A very good movie, might I add. One of my favorite football movies of all time. Like, honestly, out of all the football movies I've watched, I have a lot of favorites, like Invincible, Waterboy, both versions of The Longest Yard, Remember the Titans. That's actually my favorite football movie is Remember the Titans. There's also Invincible, if I haven't mentioned already. There's also When the Game Stands Tall. That was also a really good football movie. Yeah, it's pretty quick that all of a sudden Free Agency Wars turned into a talk about my favorite football movies all time. How crazy how that has changed. But anyway, getting back on topic with more drama in sight, the Detroit Lions have also announced, aka Bob Quinn, has announced that he is willing to trade down the draft and trade the 8th pick away to get more draft picks, and is open for business. And honestly, I think anyone that's going to possibly trade up to number 8, they're either probably going to get either Dwayne Haskins or Kyler Murray if they're on the board. But honestly, though, this is not really the year for quarterbacks in the draft. Because I look at Haskins and Murray, I think they're both franchise quarterbacks at best, but neither of them are game changers. This year's draft is not a draft for quarterbacks. But next year's draft is more of a quarterback draft. There's a lot of quarterbacks up in the top 20, maybe 5 or 6 in the top 20. So yeah, pretty interesting draft coming up. But yeah, in terms of picks, I guess it's safe to say that Bob Quinn thinks that 9 draft picks is not good enough. Unless Bob Quinn is thinking about stocking up for 2020 draft picks. Maybe. And speaking of drama, we had more drama now in our fan base. Mainly the DVE. Because as most of you know, there was some beef going on with Moby, Kane, and Motor City Sports Talk, where Motor City was calling out Kane and Moby. Moby and Kane responded by at least roasting the shit out of him, until it got to a point where during one of Motor City's live streams, Motor City Sports Talk exposed himself by saying that he's only on YouTube for views and money. Exposing yourself in a live stream. Epic failed at times 2. Honestly, there's no need to go in further detail on this, because Motor City already lost. And honestly, I'm not going to get involved in this drama anymore sooner, because then I'm not part of DVE. I'm with the Outsiders. So yeah, in terms of that beef, I'm staying out of it. Not my pig, not my farm. But for some reason, Judah Tribe once again felt like he needed to stick his nose in business where it didn't belong, as he made yet another video about Detroit, around that said beef. Because Judah Tribe needs to pad that gargantuan ego and reasons. Jesus, and Judah Tribe, you say you can't stand us? Really, Judah? Really? If you can't stand us so much, then why do you keep making videos about us then? Think you need to change that terminology. I think it's actually you're obsessed with us. Not you can't stand us, you're obsessed with us. Not just the Lions, you're also obsessed with the fan base. You're always obsessed with me and every Lions fan here on YouTube. Like, Jesus Christ. And you know what, Judah? Keep making videos about us. Just do it. Because you know what, Judah? In the end, you're giving me ammo. Because the ironic thing, Judah, is saying that you said in your video that Lions fans having beef is giving you ammo. Irony, Judah. You making videos about us is going to give me ammo for War Week in the fall. Because I'm going to take most of the videos you did about Detroit, and I'm going to use it against you in War Week in a point. So yeah, Judah, enjoy your double-edged sword. And Judah, the amount of times you talk about the Lions, it makes me think that you're just actually a Detroit Lions fan in disguise. Besides, Judah, as I was showing on the screen, we already know you aren't a true Bears fan when you were caught rooting for a divisional rival to beat the Eagles in the playoffs. And also notice in that comment there, the proper in punctuation with a lowercase g and a lowercase n. So Judah does not know basic grammar. Like, really, Judah? Really? You want to call Detroit fans stupid and idiots? And yet, Judah, you can't even do basic fucking grammar? And you want people to take you more serious as a trash talker, huh, Judah? Want us to take you more serious, Judah? Here's a tip. Learn basic fucking grammar. That is all. But before I go and wrap this off, first off, I want to real quick send my thoughts and prayers to Michael Irvin and his family, along with all the Cowboys fans on YouTube. Because I forgot to mention in last week's episode of Free Agency Wars, but it was announced last week that Michael Irvin has been diagnosed with neck cancer. For most of you that don't know Michael Irvin, he was a legendary receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, Hall of Famer, won multiple Super Bowls with the Cowboys, made the Cowboys a dynasty in the 90s. Yeah, you get the gist. That Irvin. So yeah, to all the Cowboys fans on YouTube, you know, Beast of the East, Cowboys Factor 27, D1 Chosen, Hughie Paccio, EDP Beefs, and who else? Cowboys X Factor. And, you know, everyone in Cowboys Nation. You know, thoughts and prayers, of course, without Michael Irvin and his family and friends. You know, everyone around him. You know, I wish Michael Irvin a speedy recovery and hope he kicks cancer's ass. So yeah, Michael Irvin, good luck in your battle in cancer. But hang on, we're not done yet, because on a more serious note, it was also announced earlier this week, actually a couple days ago, that Matt Stafford's wife, Kelly, has been diagnosed with a brain tumor. For anyone that doesn't follow health terminology or didn't pay attention in health class at all in school, tumor is pretty much another form of cancer. So in a more simpler version, Kelly Stafford has brain cancer. Hence, this is why I'm wearing a Matt Stafford jersey, you know, to pay, just pay respect to Matt Stafford and his wife Kelly. Of course, Matthew, if this video somehow gets to you, my thoughts and prayers, of course, with you and your family right now and your wife. You know, obviously, wishing your wife a speedy recovery. And hopefully she can kick cancer's ass too. Because you know what? Cancer is no joke. Cancer sucks. So yeah, Matt Stafford and Kelly, good luck in the battle against cancer. Hope Kelly Stafford comes through and wins. But yeah, so yeah, to end this off, I'm going to have some highlights for C.J. Anderson and Rashawn Melvin to end this off. But yeah, that's all I got to say for Free Agency Wars this week. So yeah, hope everyone's a great day. Peace out, and fuck cancer.